I was asked to do this video to tell why I minister to the broken. That was a hard question, but it was also easy because there's so many reasons why the broken and abused is my assignment. And I thank God that He chose me. And I want to make sure that I answer this question thoroughly, but I only have a few minutes to cover it. So I did take some notes, so you might see me looking down. But I want you, every one of you, to understand that we were all created on purpose, for a purpose, and born with an identity in Christ. And see, I'm passionate about the broken and the abused because of my experiences. Um, my life and my experiences began not when I was older in the teenage age, but when I was really young, when I was 7. And sometimes people don't even understand that they do things and it misalign others' life. And to be abused starting at the age of 7, not by, most people say it's their family member, their uncle, their sister, their brother. No, it's somebody that just came in the home and started to abuse. And at that age, sometimes you don't even know what's really going on. So that's then my life began. That's the then that I started to remember. And and growing up, things began to happen a total different way for me. I can say for me because I minister to the broken because I was broken. And when you going into different relationships, you don't know who you are. Then my identity was totally lost. Then starting at that age, and growing up, not knowing who you are, you'll start to people please. You'll change things about yourself. You will want to dress the way they want you to do. You'll want to lose weight, put on different types of makeup. You'll even begin to say words to try to please people. But through all of that and my assignment and the things that I'm doing now, and I know some of you are probably going through some things and you're broken and you don't know who you are, that is where I began my journey at that age and growing up in different relationships, being not only emotionally abused, but physically abused, psychologically abused, spiritually abused. And we call spiritually abused church hurt. You'll feel empty, incomplete. You don't know your self-worth. And even with the spiritual abuse and church hurt, and you go in a place where you think you're going to find completeness, they begin to condemn you as well. So that let me know right then that I felt right then in my life at those times, and it been many years ago, that I didn't need to be here. And I had children. At one point, I had pills and a gun, and I was going to take my life. I was under depression, oppression, and everything else. And I'm like, what am I to do? I began to think on the will that I had for the children and where they were going to go just in case I was going to take my life and everything else. How was I going to do it? I didn't want my children to be afraid and know what was going on. So I had pills just in case. And I was so empty. I didn't know my self-worth, nor did I know my identity. I was like, why am I here? Why did these things happen to me? And I think the final straw for that brokenness and that abuse happened when the last strike was I was sexually assaulted, and I was like in the military, and I was a leader and the other person was a leader, and it really took me to the lowest point of my life. And my children didn't even know, and the reason I'm bringing my children in is because I had girls and young women in my home, and I didn't know how to raise them to the point but still be overprotective. No, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. And I was overbearing of them because of things that happened in my life. So with that, and I'm like, oh my goodness, and it broke me. So on this particular day with the guns and the pills and me feeling empty and broken and abused and everything starting to run through my mind and something saying do it, I received a phone call. And they said, what are you doing and how are you doing? I said, I'm fine. They said, I'm coming to visit you. And they understood even through the sound of my voice that I was not fine. So when they got there where I was, it was prayer. They began to pray with me. They would say, something is going on with you, but I couldn't share. It was something in me like I don't want to tell them. And you have to have people with you on your journeys in life. And what took place was with the prayer beginning and the counseling and the listening ear, I began to say some things and they knew how to target the prayers. And they began to let me know, you have a purpose here. You have an assignment besides these children. You have an assignment to the world, to the masses. And I want you to understand that God knows what you're going through. He sees what you've been through and he knows who you are in him. And with that being said, and with the listening ear, and somebody letting me know that you are worthy of the love of God, with somebody praying for me and sticking beside me through the journeys, a brightness began to come in my life. They began to pray that the joy of God come into my life. And so what my assignment right now, and this is why I'm passionate about the broken, because I've been broken. I've been there. I've been feeling incomplete. I've been feeling like I was a failure. I've been abused physically, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. I've been there. So I want to make sure that the women that's in my shoes and that's going through some of the things that I've been through in my life have that same chance. And I want them to understand that they have an identity. They have a purpose. They have an assignment to reach others, to be that light that shine bright, to say, you can make it through. I've done it, so can you. You don't have to say I've done it, but you be that guiding light and you walk that journey and you show them that on the other side of this trial and these tests, on the other side of the abuse is happiness. On the other side, it's a self-worth that, and your self-esteem begin to go up. You begin to feel complete only with Jesus as a part of your life. Somebody that's going to come in your life that's going to love you. I got an awesome man of God, an awesome husband, and he came in my life at the end part of my brokenness. He came, but he still stood the test of time. And I'm telling you, if you in a relationship, and I ain't saying you want to jump in another one because I didn't, but God sent somebody to me that was going to love me no matter what took place, no matter how I was in life. But we still waited till the brokenness and the wholeness came in my life through Jesus Christ. And guess what? While I'm in Christ, I feel whole, I feel complete. God give me visions to go out and reach the broken, to reach the masses, to let you know that the chains don't have to stay on your life, that they can fall off only in him through prayer, through counseling, through teaching, through education, and we are Heavily Sent Ministries is really heavily sent. That's why we call it Heavily Sent. And giving birth to your identity, that meant discovering who you are and your self-worth, your self-value. And that's why we host a conference or a summit each year annually to reach these people, to reach these women, to reach these men. It don't matter, even to reach these children at an early age so they don't have to grow up with these things as a part of them. So that's the reason why this is so passionate to me, to reach the broken ones and to reach the ones that is abused. Amen.